All right. PC2 discussion number 11. We have a 32-year-old female who's had a seizure, and we arrive on scene. She's postictal. She's not quite out of it yet, but she's coming around. Heart rate's a little elevated, which makes sense from the muscle spasms. Um, Glucose is good. She's eaten recently. She has a history of epilepsy. She's on medication, but she unfortunately she ran out of after last night's dose. So it's just here recently that she's had it, that she's gone out without her medicine. Um, she's ANO times 2 or ANO times 4. She refuses, signs the refusal, and you guys return to the station. So why did the crew pay? Why did the crew pay attention to the condition of the house and the dress and appearance of the patient? A lot can be said about people's lifestyle choices and their current health by how they maintain their house and how they maintain themselves. And obviously, there's always situations where that's not the same. I've gone into a really nice house in a really nice neighborhood, and we're running on a guy who's in cardiac arrest because he's overdosed on heroin. I mean, the house looked nice. It was clean. The wife looked normal. You know, he looked normal. He just had a problem with heroin. But you look at the house, you look at the lifestyle situation choices that they've made, and it helps us to understand kind of uh, possibly some of the history of the patient's life and kind of their health. Um, what are some considerations the crew should raise before allowing the patient to refuse transportation? Um, you need to make sure she's ANO times 4. We can't, if she's altered, you can't let that be. You can't leave her. My concern is that she just stopped taking her medication last night, and she's already had a seizure, which means she's liable to possibly have another seizure. So if I'm going to leave her, I'm going to make sure that husband's on way with wife to the hospital or to the store to get medication right now, right as we leave. You know, this isn't something where we're going to kind of um, uh, leave her there to just kind of hopefully, she's got to have somebody to take care of her. Obviously, even though she's ANO times 4, because she could easily go back into another seizure. Somebody who knows how to take care of her, who's with her, and then they need to be en route to take care of the issue. Now, obviously, if they choose not to do that, that's not my problem. But I'm going to want to make sure. I'm going to want to make sure that that's what they're doing. Was the crew right to let the patient refuse treatment? If she's ANO times 4, they didn't give her any drugs or anything like that, and she came out of the seizure, yeah, they can. I mean, after a certain period of time, I'd want to wait 5 to 10 minutes to make sure that she didn't go into another seizure or something like that there shortly. But uh, they can't force her to go to the hospital if she's alert and oriented. She has the right to refuse that treatment. Um, so yeah, they were right to do it. And who should witness the patient's refusal, and what information should be relayed to the patient? So obviously, the patient, the husband, you should have medical direction on the phone or a supervisor or something like that to verify that it's happened. And also, you should let them know, hey, you could have another seizure and we could leave, and it could be worse, um, and you could keep seizing. You could be driving in the car and she could start seizing, and then you've got your family in the car with her seizing, you trying to take care of it, and it's a more dangerous situation now. Um, you're going to want to leave her in the car while you go to get the medications, because you don't want her walking around in the store falling over having another seizure, which means you're leaving her in the car with the kids and she has another seizure and she's not getting taken care of, or something like that. You need to get somebody uh, to help them. Anyways, that's kind of the risks you need to let them know, is they need to realize that this could happen again, and that it could be worse.